In the heart of the African savannah, as the golden sun pierces through a rising curtain of dust, a silhouette emerges, powerful, poised, undeniable. He is not the largest predator on Earth, nor the most elusive. Yet, for centuries, he has worn the crown. He is the lion, the so-called king of the jungle. But here's the paradox. Lions don't live in jungles. They rule grasslands, deserts, and open plains. So how did this majestic creature, born of sun and savanna, come to be known as the ruler of a realm he never steps foot in? It's a tale carved in myth, history, and raw primal awe. The title, King of the Jungle, is more than a phrase. It's a crown forged by centuries of storytelling, symbolism, and reverence. Long before documentaries captured lions in their natural habitats, humans had already placed them atop a mythical throne. In ancient cultures, lions weren't just animals. They were emblems of courage, nobility, and divine power. In ancient Mesopotamia, lions were symbols of the gods and royal authority. Kings were often portrayed slaying lions, not to show dominance over nature, but to reflect their strength, fearlessness, and divine favor. In Egypt, the lion-headed goddess Sekhmet represented power and war, a protector and destroyer in one. Lions guarded temples and thrones, suggesting their sacred and sovereign role. In medieval Europe, despite lions being absent from the continent, their image was everywhere, etched into coats of arms, royal banners, and family crests. Why? Because their ferocity, pride, and regality matched the ideals of nobility. The lion's mane was likened to a crown, his roar a declaration of power, his gaze an unflinching symbol of leadership. In Hindu and Buddhist mythology, lions are also central figures. Narasimha, a lion-headed avatar of Vishnu, represents the triumph of good over evil. In Chinese culture, stone lion statues guard palaces and temples, protectors of harmony and strength. Even literature gave the lion its throne. From Aesop's fables to C.S. Lewis's Aslan, the lion has been portrayed as wise, brave, and kingly. These tales further entrenched the lion's royal status in the global imagination. But where did the jungle part come from? That may stem from early Western explorers who loosely used the term jungle to describe any wild, untamed land, including the savannas of Africa and forests of India. Over time, the phrase "king of the jungle" stuck, not because of geography, but because of legacy. When we think of royalty in the animal kingdom, image matters, and the lion's physical presence commands attention like no other. Every aspect of its anatomy, from its muscular build to its thundering roar, reinforces the mythos of a true king. Let's start with the mane, the lion's most iconic feature. Found only on males, the mane is a natural crown, growing thicker and darker with age. It serves as both a display of maturity and virility, and a functional shield in battle. When males fight for dominance, the mane protects the neck and head from bites and claws. A fuller, darker mane has also been shown to attract lionesses, signaling strength, good health, and strong genetics. The lion's body is built for power, not stealth. Unlike the tiger, which relies on camouflage and ambush, the lion moves with boldness and authority. Weighing up to 500 pounds, with forelimbs that are heavily muscled and paws lined with 5-inch claws, a lion can deliver a bone-crushing swipe. Its bite force, around 650 pounds per square inch, may not be the strongest among big cats, but it's more than enough to bring down large prey like wildebeest and zebra. Then there's the roar, one of the most fearsome sounds in nature. Audible up to 5 miles away, a lion's roar is not just a vocal display. It's a territorial declaration. It's how a lion says, "I rule here."
In the stillness of night, that thunderous call echoes across the savannah, reminding all creatures, predator or prey, of who reigns over this domain. In terms of appearance, lions are distinct among big cats. Their golden coats shimmer in the African sun, their eyes burn with intensity, and their broad faces project confidence. While tigers are larger and leopards more elusive, the lion's bold, communal nature and majestic stature give it a charisma that's unrivaled. There's a reason the lion is the symbol of countless empires, armies, and sports teams. It looks like a leader. This fusion of power, presence, and poise helps explain why the lion has become the embodiment of dominance. In the wild, lions may face many challenges, but their very appearance tells the story of a creature born to rule. Unlike most big cats, lions don't walk alone. They are the only truly social felines, living in tight-knit communities known as prides, and this is where their claim to the throne gains deeper meaning. Royalty is not just about power. It's about leading, protecting, and preserving a legacy.
That's exactly what a lion does within its pride. A pride typically consists of multiple lionesses, their cubs, and 1 to 3 dominant males. These males form a coalition that defends the pride from rival males and external threats. Their role is clear: protect the bloodline. They may not hunt as often as the lionesses, but they are the ultimate guardians, wardens of territory, legacy, and pride stability. The lionesses, on the other hand, are the engine of the pride. Sisters, mothers, and daughters work together to hunt, raise cubs, and ensure the survival of the group. They coordinate like a seasoned military unit, often flanking prey and using the environment to trap it. The cooperation among females is extraordinary. They nurse each other's cubs, mourn lost offspring together, and fight as one when danger approaches. This level of strategy, teamwork, and loyalty is rare in the animal kingdom, especially among apex predators. In contrast, other big cats like tigers and leopards live and hunt alone. While solitude makes them stealthier and often more efficient hunters, it also means they lack the structured leadership that defines lion society. A tiger fights alone, survives alone, dies alone, but a lion leads a dynasty. When dominant males take over a pride, they establish their authority through displays of strength, sometimes brutally. They may challenge the existing alpha, and if victorious, they will often eliminate cubs that aren't their own. As harsh as it sounds, this behavior ensures their genes will be passed on, and it resets the cycle of life within the pride. The males don't just dominate, they inspire awe. They patrol boundaries, roar into the night, and stand at the center of a society that depends on their presence. This leadership role, combined with their striking appearance and commanding presence, solidifies their image as regal figures. In the end, it's the lion's ability to lead, to protect, and to cooperate that sets it apart, not just as a predator, but as a monarch. While others roam alone, the lion builds kingdoms. In the animal kingdom, few sounds stir the soul or strike fear, quite like the lion's roar. Deep, thunderous, and ancient, it rolls across the savannah like a storm. But this isn't just noise, it's power made audible, a declaration of dominance that resonates for miles. A lion's roar can be heard up to 5 miles, 8 kilometers away, farther than any other big cat. It's not just loud, it's layered with low-frequency rumbles that travel long distances, especially in the cool air of dawn or dusk. When a male lion roars, he's sending a message not only to his pride, but to rivals, hyenas, leopards, and anyone listening. This land is mine. Each roar is unique, almost like a fingerprint. Lions use them to identify one another, maintain contact when spread across territory, and most importantly, to intimidate. For intruding males or rival predators, The roar acts as a warning. Enter at your own risk. Within the pride, the roar is also a rallying cry. It strengthens bonds, coordinates group movement, and signals shifts in territory or mood. Cubs grow up hearing it, feeling it vibrate through the earth, learning early that their father's voice holds meaning, safety, and command. Metaphorically, the lion's roar mirrors the voice of a king, loud enough to silence, firm enough to rule, and unmistakable in tone. In folklore and film, that roar often marks the turning point, when chaos ends and order is restored. Just like a monarch's decree, the roar of a lion carries weight, certainty, and finality. More than muscle or mane, this vocal power reinforces why the lion is seen as sovereign. In the wild, silence can mean weakness, but a lion's voice is never silent. It echoes through the land like a living crown. It's one of the oldest misnomers in the animal kingdom. The lion, king of the jungle, doesn't live in jungles. In fact, lions are creatures of open grasslands, savannas, and dry woodlands, not the dense, humid rainforests the word jungle typically conjures. So how did this title stick? The phrase likely originated from a linguistic twist. The word jungle comes from the Hindi word jangal, which simply meant wild or untamed land, not necessarily a rainforest. Early travelers and colonizers, especially during the British Empire's expansion into India and Africa, romanticized the idea of the wild and the exotic. And the lion, already a symbol of strength and nobility, became the perfect emblem of rule over these untamed realms. Over time, literature, art, and folklore adopted the title. From ancient empires to medieval coats of arms, from Aesop's fables to the Lion King, the lion was enshrined as a regal figure, even if the environment was inaccurately described. The phrase, king of the jungle, became less about habitat and more about hierarchy and heroism. But myths aside, lions are no less royal. In their real-world domain, the African savannah, lions truly do reign. They are apex predators, feared by all and challenged by few. Their mere presence alters the behavior of other species. They control land, lead families, and project authority with every step and every roar. By addressing the geographical inaccuracy, we don't diminish the lion's legend, we clarify it. The jungle may be metaphorical, but the crown is real. The lion's reign is not about where it lives, it's about how it lives, bold, commanding, untamed. In truth, the lion isn't king of the jungle. It's king of something far greater, the wild itself. The lion's roar doesn't just echo across the plains. It reverberates through human history, culture, and imagination. From ancient scrolls to modern cinema, the image of the lion has been sculpted, sung, and celebrated as a universal symbol of strength, courage, and royalty. In mythology, lions were often cast as divine beasts. In Mesopotamian lore, they stood beside gods as protectors. In Greek mythology, Hercules, slayed the invincible Nemean lion, wearing its skin as armor, a symbol of heroic dominance. African tribes have long revered lions as spiritual icons, while in Hinduism, the goddess Durga rides a lion into battle, embodying unstoppable power. Fast forward to the modern era, and lions continue their reign in the world's collective psyche. Perhaps the most iconic of all is The Lion King, a film that didn't just entertain, but redefined the lion's legacy for a new generation. With its themes of legacy, leadership, and balance in nature, it made the lion's king image feel personal and profound. Children around the world came to know lions not as predators, but as noble rulers of the wild. Lions have also appeared on flags, royal crests, and coats of arms for centuries. The British royal emblem features 3 golden lions, while the Lion of Judah is a potent symbol in Rastafarian culture and Christian iconography. Nations like Sri Lanka, Belgium, England, and Ethiopia proudly display lions as national emblems, living proof of their enduring association with bravery and sovereignty. In the vast theaters of the African savannah, respect is rarely spoken, it's felt. And few creatures evoke that deep, instinctive reaction like a lion. Without lifting a paw, the lion commands space. Without a roar, it shifts the behavior of entire herds. This is the lion's real crown, the respect it receives from every creature that shares its domain. When a lion approaches, prey species like zebras, wildebeests, and buffaloes don't wait to confirm intent. They scatter, shift formation, or freeze, all trained by generations of survival instinct. Even elephants and rhinos, massive in size and power, often change course rather than risk a confrontation. It's not fear alone, it's acknowledgement. The lion is not just a threat, it's a presence. Interestingly, even other predators yield to lions. Hyenas, notorious for their boldness and numbers, tread carefully around lions unless they outnumber them significantly. Leopards and cheetahs, though formidable, avoid lion territories entirely, often retreating or relocating when they sense a pride nearby. The lion doesn't chase, its reputation precedes it. This isn't just brute intimidation. Lions are apex predators at the very top of the food chain. But what makes them kings is not how often they fight, but how seldom they need to. Their authority is established through posture, presence, and power. It's a dominance earned through generations of survival, battles, and bloodline. Lions don't take their title, the wild bestows it. And unlike the human world, where crowns are inherited or stolen, in the animal kingdom, leadership is proven. A lion wears its crown in the dust of the land it patrols, in the wary glances of rivals, and in the way the world steps aside when it passes. In the end, the title of king isn't about ego or embellishment. It's about respect earned in the raw truth of the wild. The lion may rule the wild, but its kingdom is shrinking. Poaching, habitat loss, and conflict with humans threaten the future of this majestic creature. The true test of our humanity isn't how we dominate nature, it's how we protect it. The lion has earned its crown through strength, unity, and survival. Now it's our turn to stand up for the king. Respect the roar, admire the legacy, protect the pride. If this story moved you, share it. Like, comment, and subscribe to help us spread awareness and inspire action. The wild still has a voice. Let's make sure it's heard.